Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlai and Opus. Thank you so much for always joining us on another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. I'd like to say a big thank you to all our followers, to all our subscribers, to our new subscribers. I would like to say welcome to our returning subscribers. Thank you for always joining us. To all our followers on Facebook, thank you for your contribution and happy new month. I mean, December is almost here. December Christmas time is almost here, and my prayer for every one of us is that we will see the new year and many more years. So today I'm going to be talking about why body-based relationship outside of your marriage will always bring you shame and trouble. Why body-based relationship that you go to have outside of your marriage will always bring you shame and trouble. I felt it's important for me to talk about this because of a recent post at Marriage Clinic where the man talked about how his wife has been sleeping with her boss at work to the point that the boss at work got her pregnant. I mean, this is a very sad situation, and he was asking what should he do. She has been pleading, please forgive me, but he has also been thinking, will I be able to live with this traumatic situation? So I want us to talk about body-based relationship and why when you go out there to have body-based relationship with other people aside from your husband or aside from your wife will always bring you trouble and shame. It will always end up in regret. Now, body-based relationship is a relationship between two lovers. It's more or less like an emotional involvement relationship. Your emotion is involved, your body is involved. That is why it is called body-based relationship. It's a relationship that involves the interaction of both bodies, both bodies, both souls, both minds, both emotion. Now, you agree with me that the relationship between parents and children is not body-based. We don't sleep with our parents and parents don't sleep with their children. Now, if you see your parents sleeping with their children, it will usually end up in shame if discovered. It will usually end up in trouble if discovered. Such a parent could be arrested and it could degenerate into a real big issue. And that is the same way the relationship between teachers and students is not body-based. It's not meant to be body-based. The relationship between student and teacher and student is not meant to be body-based. And that is why when a lecturer is caught having a body-based relationship with a student, it will always end up in shame, in troubles, and in regret. I mean, the lecturer will always have troubles for it in his life. It's like inviting trouble into your life. Same way, the relationship between pastors or imams and their followers or your members is not meant to be body-based. Such relationship is not meant to be body-based, and that is why when you see a situation whereby a pastor or an imam is sleeping with his member or his followers, it usually end up in shame, and it usually end up in disgrace, in trouble. It will always bring trouble. It will bring pandemonium, controversy. And that's the same way the relationship between you and your friends. I mean, it's not when you have friends, the relationship between you and your friends, someone that is not a lover to you is meant to be a platonic relationship. Now, the same thing with the relationship between you and your colleagues at work, you and your relatives, is not meant to be body-based relationship. But you will realize that if you start having body-based relationship with your colleagues at work who is not a lover to you, then if your employer finds out, it will become a problem. I mean, you will get into trouble. You might end up losing your job. You may get fired for it. And the same thing, if you have a body-based relationship with members of your house or with your relatives, it will always cause trouble. It's an abomination. In some tradition, you should not be caught doing such a thing. And that is why body-based relationship is meant for people in marriage. It's designed for lovers. It's designed for lovers who have chosen to work together and live together as one in a lifetime commitment. So body-based relationships are meant for such people. So when you see them having body-based interaction, body-based relationship, no one will arrest them for it, no one will frown at it. They are not going to attract trouble into their lives when you have body-based relationship between the confines of your marriage or your love relationship. But in a situation whereby you go out of your marriage, outside of your marriage, you start having body-based relationship with other people out there, with people on the street, or people at work, or people at your places of worship, or you are just the type that you are unguarded and you want to have body-based relationship with everyone that asks for your name or everyone that shows some care. You want to start getting bodily involved with them. I want you to know that when that happens, it will always end up in shame. It will always bring trouble into your life, and you will always regret. It will end up in regret. Now, body-based relationship is such a relationship that brings a lasting memory to human being. You will agree with me that if you have a cut on your body, or if anything happens to your body, it will take a while before that scar will go away. That tells us that anything we do with our body will always have a lasting impression. It will create a scar, a mark on us, and that is how it is when you go have sexual intercourse or bodily involvement with someone who is not your lover, who is not your spouse. That is the same way you're going to have a lasting memory about the involvement you went into with them. It will always create a lasting memory in your brain. Your mind will always be thinking about that sexual experience. You will be fantasizing about it, you will be giggling about it, your mind will always go there. And now imagine having body-based relationship with 2, 3, 4, 5 people at the same time. You will not be a normal human being. Why? Because all of them will be leaving a lasting impression on your memory, and rather than your memory to be thinking about productive things that could advance humanity, things that could advance our world, instead of your mind to be engaged in productive things that could bring about the advancement of the humanity, that could lead to production of beautiful things, you realize that you are using your mind on mundane things, such as when next am I going to have bodily involvement with this person again. You start to fantasize. So now, for those of you who think that any body-based relationship you have outside of your marriage with some people that you feel no one will know, I want you to know that God knows. God can see you. I'll give an example of David. David one day was said to be walking. He was at home when he was supposed to be at war. He was at home resting. So he went to the rooftop and he was walking past the rooftop, and he sighted a beautiful woman who was bathing naked. And somehow he loved what he saw, and he sent for that woman that they should bring her. That happens to be Bathsheba, and he slept with her just one time, and that one time led to pregnancy. Now, to David, he felt, the husband will not know. After all, our husband is at the war front, nobody will know. But he didn't know that God was watching. God was watching, because body-based involvement or body-based relationship is meant to be between you and your lover. You are not meant to go sleep with someone else's wife or someone else's husband. You are not meant to cross that line. When you start crossing that line, you are looking for trouble and you are looking for shame. And we all know how the story ended. David ended up being scolded by God. God told him point blank, what you have done is a wicked thing. He ended up killing Bathsheba's husband. And God made sure the pregnancy that resulted from that body-based engagement, that the child did not live. So that is how bad bodily involvement with just every Tom, Dick and Harry could be. That is how bad it can be. When you get yourself involved bodily with just everybody, with just anybody, anything will happen in your life, and anyhow can come to you. That is, that is the laws of life. If you don't want trouble in your life, if you don't want to live the rest of your life in regret, then you need to abstain or avoid sleeping around. You can't just be sleeping with people. No, your body is meant for your spouse. When you start involving with everyone, then you are no more operating as a human being. You are beginning to operate like a dog. And I mean, God has not created anyone that way, and that's why we have to be careful, we have to be cautious, because we are so quick to preach forgiveness, to say, oh, why not just forgive him, why not just forgive her? But most of the time, if the table were turned and you happen to be the victim, you will not preach forgiveness. You would want justice to have its course. Yeah, so both men and women, you don't go outside of your marriage sleeping around. You don't go cheating and saying, oh, your wife should have the spirit of forgiveness and forgive you, and you as a woman, you don't go sleeping around to the point of someone getting you impregnated and you expect the man to just forgive you like that and throw his eyes away as though nothing ever happened. No, that's not going to happen either. So we all as human beings, we need to think through whatever it is we are doing. We have to be properly guided in our ways, in the things, in the way and manner we do things, and we should be able to differentiate bodily based relationship from relationships that are not meant to be body based. You draw that line, you set that boundary. You don't expect bodily involvement from people that are not your lover, that are not your spouse, and they should not expect it from you. If you are not their spouse or you are not their lover, you should draw the line. Everyone should know you for that you don't deal in such. I don't do such. I mean, people know me for that, so you won't even throw such a thing at me, because you would know even from my facial expression that I'm not the type. I don't do such. I'm not interested in such. So please, let's learn this. Let's be guarded. Let's have boundaries. This way, we are going to be saving ourselves from a lot of pain, a lot of trouble, a lot of heartache, because it's very easy for people to invite storms into their life, and this is one of the way when we keep involving in body-based relationship with everyone that comes your way, everyone that asks for your name, everyone that shows you a little care or gives you things. You start sleeping with them. Oh, please, you will end up regretting. Whether you're a single, whether you're a young lady or you're married, you shouldn't do it. Please cherish your body, respect your body, because if you keep doing that, you will later regret it. You will regret it later on in life. That is how life has been designed, and the memory will always be with you, and a part of them will be left in you, a part of you will be left in them. You will be causing trouble for them, they will equally be causing trouble for you in life and in future, and you don't want that. You don't want to keep passing toxicity around. As a married woman, the only relationship that should be body-based for me is the one I have with my husband. I'm not expected to have bodily involvement with any other person aside from him. Yes, and that even helps you to be sane. That helps you to have a clear conscience, good judgment, than when you are bodily involved with just everybody, every Tom, Dick and Harry. Even if you're a man, you are expected to be bodily involved with just your wife. I mean, body-based relationship that you should have should be with your spouse, with your wife. But when you are the type that you sleep, you have bodily involvement with your wife, then you go have bodily involvement with some other people out there, you are creating crisis in your life. It's going to affect you. The way we are wired psychologically, the impression would stick to your memory. It will trouble you. The times you should be using to reflect and think about productive things, you will be spending it fantasizing on the different women or the different men you have been bodily involved with. It's going to slow down your growth, spiritually. It's going to slow down your growth in life. You will have so many unnecessary battles you will be fighting because you don't know the spirit they carry. I mean, a lot is attached to it, and that is why when you know that body-based relationship is a relationship made between just you and your partner, just you and your spouse, then it will help you to cut off or to cut away every other relationship that is not body based. It will help you to set boundaries, not necessarily cut off or cut away. I mean, you will only cut the person off if you feel they are pestering you to get involved with them bodily, and it's not something you want. A lot will happen when you keep doing that. You are going to be putting your life at risk, your health at risk. Your memory will be clouded. You won't be able to think straight. Your productive energy are channeled towards wastages. You won't be able to do productive things with your time, with your mind, with your life. So please, let's be cautious. Let's mind what we do with our bodies. I would like to stop here now. I am your host, Malaya. Till we meet again, I say